Kia ora, high pressure starts us off as we head through the rest of Friday afternoon, keeping plenty of dry, clear, sunny weather across the North Island. Now, as we head through the afternoon, we'll find some showers springing up down across the South Island, particularly for these inland parts of Canterbury and down towards Otago. Perhaps one or two of those could be on the old heavy side, particularly through parts of, say, the Mackenzie country and down through the inland parts of Otago. But it's worth saying we are looking at much more unsettled weather back with us by the end of the weekend. We'll come on to that a little bit later on, but do keep a close eye on the forecast. As we go through in towards the night time, we'll find these showers sticking with us for the evening time. Like I say, one or two sharp ones and perhaps the odd rumble of thunder down south. But we will find as we head through the night time, they'll start to peter out, become perhaps a little bit more confined towards the coastal fringes of Canterbury. On the North Island, there's still a bit more cloud through the Bay of Plenty. Might catch an isolated shower there, but for many of us through the night time on the North Island, it stays dry and pretty clear. Our nighttime temperatures not nearly as high as they have been in recent days, around about 10 degrees Celsius for our coolest on the South Island, and on the North Island, perhaps 11 degrees Celsius or so towards the likes of, say, Whanganui and Palmerston North. Heading on in towards Saturday. For the North Island, many of us should get away with a dry day, nice spells of sunshine, but a patchy cloud up towards those northern areas through there, but a pretty decent looking day. Saturday is a holding point between this area of high pressure out towards the north and the east, and the next area of much more active, windier, wetter weather arriving down in the far south and the west. So for the South Island, although it's generally a dry day for many spots, it will be turning increasingly cloudy, and we'll find those winds really picking up, especially as we head through the night time into Sunday. For the North Island, though, it's not a bad looking day. We've got a touch more cloud through the Bay of Plenty first thing and across and towards Tairati, perhaps an odd shower, but I think most of those will be up about the ranges. So for many of us, it's not a bad looking story for Saturday. It's a dry day. Yes, there'll be areas of cloud to watch out for, but a pretty decent one. If you're down towards the basin for the cricket in Wellington, a pretty decent looking day through there. Temperatures in the capital are around about 20 degrees Celsius, not far off what we'll find in New Plymouth, but I head along to, say, the Bay of Plenty for some higher temperatures, around about 24, 23 degrees Celsius there for the likes of, say, Rotorua and up towards Tauranga. Heading down towards the South Island, again, many spots looking pretty dry. Any early showers around the likes of Banksmanshire clearing away, leaving behind some pretty decent clear skies from Marlborough down through Canterbury. As we head through the daytime, we'll find the risk of perhaps an odd shower springing up across those more inland parts of Otago and up in towards the inland parts of Canterbury as well, up in towards the foothills more than anything else. So down towards Christchurch, looking like a dry day, some decent spells of sunshine, but you can already see this next area of blue, this next area of rainfall pushing towards that western coast. Ahead of that, a fair covering of cloud up through the western side as well. And we'll start to find the cloud increasing even in towards these eastern areas as we head through the nighttime Saturday in towards Sunday. So it is looking like things are going to go downhill for Sunday. But for Saturday, there's more dry weather around. And although temperatures aren't quite as high as we've seen at the start of the week, we're still looking at daytime highs of around about 23 degrees Celsius in Christchurch, around about 14 overnight, and a bit warmer though as we head up towards Blenheim. Now, the dry weather we've been having recently, combined with those high temperatures and those stronger winds, has meant that we've been seeing a few fires down at south, down towards the likes of Castle Hill. As we go through the rest of the summertime, you can find the fire risk and the fire danger on the Met Service website. We've been working really closely with the team at Fire and Emergency New Zealand to keep you updated with all the latest fire risks. It's really important as we go through the next couple of months, particularly that in those dry conditions, particularly out towards the eastern side of our patch, to be keeping a close eye on the weather before you do activities which may also cause a spark through there. The best place to go, checkit'salright.nz, give you all the information for the fire conditions in your local area. You can see at the moment we've still got some risks down in the south where those scrubland is around the likes of, say, the far southern parts of the country. Higher risks out through parts of the Canterbury High Country up in towards Marlborough, and for the North Island as well, parts of Wairarapa and Hawke's Bay. Seen very little rainfall so far in the spring and the summer, so those dry spots as well, those high risks through there as well. Like I say, it's really important to keep up to date with the latest information. Checkit'salright.nz, a great website as we go through the summertime to keep you up to date with all the latest information. Now, as we head in towards Sunday, things change. Low pressure runs back towards us, slides down towards the southern parts of the country, brings with it some pretty heavy falls of rain around these western coasts, as much as 250 millimetres of rainfall through parts of Westland up in the ranges there. as we go through the daytime on Sunday. And also very strong winds as well, particularly around Southland, Otago, Canterbury, Marlborough, and around those central parts of the country. So we've already got some strong wind watches, some strong wind warnings, and some heavy rain warnings as well. These are all for Sunday. So for the timings of these, head along to the Met Service website. But it really is the case that as we go through Sunday, we'll find the wetter weather on the western coast of the south. And like I say, 250 to about 300 millimetres of rainfall up about the ranges of Western. That's a fairly substantial amount of rain through there. And these strong wind warnings through the Canterbury High Country. And later in the day, overnight, Sunday into Monday, for Wellington and Wairarapa, we could find winds gusting to 140 kilometres an hour in the most exposed area, perhaps even 150 in the most exposed areas of Canterbury. So a really substantially windy and wet story for Sunday. It's well worth keeping up to date with the forecast as we head through the weekend. Perhaps spend a bit of time on Saturday just to tie things down and to move your trampoline indoors. But I think there's going to be a pretty windy and wet end to the weekend. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.